Are you ready? Let it bounce.
Hey you guys, have y'all missed me? I miss y'all. But it's time to check in for a hashtag make 5 and hashtag make 9. One caveat I want to make today is I'm checking in with you guys today. Well, as of the recording of this video, it is Wednesday, February 12th. But when you guys are seeing it, it is Friday and it's Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to my lovebirds, right? I'm one of them. And do I have anything planned? Absolutely. I have lots of stuff planned for today, but it's going to be an indoor date. I'm going to set something up for my husband and I, and the kids will be upstairs doing something themselves. Instead of going out, we already have something planned for tomorrow, which is Saturday. We already going to the movies with the kids, so I didn't want to go out and then go out again. So we're just going to have a date in. That's what we're gonna do. Hey everyone, I'm Rochelle, and I am the lady that gives you all the patterns, styles, sew-alongs, and all the deets of any and everything in between. That's behind the scenes of any and everything in between. Today, we are going to be talking about hashtag make 5 and hashtag make 9 2025. First, let's go ahead and talk about hashtag make 5 because hashtag make 9 is a new project, all right? So hashtag make 5 2025, what you should be doing is continuing the sewing process from last week. So this week you are working heavy, knee deep in your project. So what you're going to be doing for hashtag make 5 2025 is continuing the sewing process, share behind the scenes, finish up, what you're currently working on, whatever that project is. Now for me, I am currently working on Simplicity 9858. I'll pop it up on the screen so you're able to see that. So you guys get to see some behind the scenes of me working on my project next week. Not this week, not in this video, but you will get to see that next week. Actually, it will be a sew-along for Simplicity 9858. This is also part of a collection. This will be item number 1 in a collection that's going to be coming up within the next month, March timeframe. All right, let's go ahead and move over to hashtag make 9 2025. So first off, I want to say thank you all for joining the live. All of you guys who was on the live, it was a experience. All right, so one thing I'm gonna say is how many pivots that I had to do on live, you guys hung with me, even though I wanted to be in and out in an hour and a half. You guys hung with me for like 2 hours and 20 minutes. So did I beat the clock? No, I did not, but it was a vibe. I'm not gonna even lie. I was able to completely finish the dress, start to finish the same night. I also shared the drafting of the facing because I made that modification in the back of doing an invisible back zipper. I had to make a modification in order for the facing pieces to fit onto the neck edge of the dress. Now, that dress, golden, okay? I will be taking pictures tomorrow in the dress so I could share that with you guys on the channel, hopefully next week as well. If not next week, it will be the week after when I show you guys all the pieces together, all right? Now, back to the hashtag make 9. What are you gonna be doing? We are now in project number 2. But before I make this announcement, from now on, I will be posting Make 9 2025 and hashtag Make 5 2025 on Monday. And the reason why is Monday is normally the start of the week, Sunday is the end of the week. So although your projects will still be due on Sunday, we're gonna move these videos instead of Friday, we're gonna move them to Monday at the beginning of the week. So you'll have that ready for you on Monday, all right? So what you need to do for project number 2 is no different than when we started project number 1. So for project number 2, the first thing you need to do is what? Correct. Pick your pattern, okay? Pick your pattern for project number 2, okay? Now, I'm gonna share my pattern with you guys here in a minute, but after you pick your pattern, you need to gather your materials. And what that means is the pattern, the notions, the fabric, any tools, supplies like your zippers, tools and supplies is not zippers, but tools and supplies would be your scissors, your rotary cutters, your electric scissors, your snippers. You also want your thread, okay? Make sure you have matching thread. I don't know what to tell you guys with this, but with the closing of Joann's, now is the time for you to get some thread. There or way whack, all right? Also, while you are gathering your stuff, make sure you pre-wash your fabric. Like I said in project number 1, we're gonna leave the I don't wash my fabric in 2024. 2025, please pre-wash your fabric, okay? Pre-wash your fabric. Need I say more, all right? After you pre-wash the fabric, make sure you read those instructions and do what? Take notes. You guys already know me like a book because I feel like y'all already know me. Read the instructions, take note, make sure you write on your pattern instructions on where you can change and not go by instruction. Now, if you are a beginner, I'm gonna say do the instructions step by step. You haven't made it to that level to where you can go out of order yet. Now, if you've been sewing for a while and you feel like you could go out of order and do a couple of things like I do, to where I'm not running back and forth to the sewing machine, by all means, take those notes, make those adjustments on your pattern instructions, all right? After you read the instructions and take those notes, what's the next thing you do? We are going to prep our sewing area. Prep it. What that means is make sure you have the right thread for your serger and your sewing machine. Thread the machine. For those of you who have not used your serger, thread that serger. Get it out of the pawn shop, aka underneath your cabinet. Put it up on the top of your cabinet. Watch a couple of YouTube videos. Use that serger. Let's get that going in 2025. I still love you though. All right. So after you prep your sewing space for success, if you are doing a PDF pattern, you know what to do. Assemble the pattern. All right? Assemble the pattern. If you are not doing a PDF, that means cut your pattern pieces. Just cut your pattern pieces. Cut your pattern pieces. Now, what I'm going to say is take your measurements also. So after you cut your pattern pieces, take your measurement. Now, one thing that I do is I take my measurements before I start any garment. It doesn't matter if I just sewn a garment 2 days ago. I am taking new measurements every time I sew a new garment because weight fluctuates on a daily basis. If you don't know, step on a scale every day and you will see what I'm talking about. Water weight plays a factor into anything that you do, right? So make sure you take your measurement. Now, this week is not about cutting out any fabric. That will be next week. We will do a check-in on Monday. Yes, which would be President's Day, February 17th. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are following along with me for hashtag Make 5 and hashtag Make 9 2025. Now listen. So this one is due March 16th. The pattern that I'm going to be using is Simplicity 9926. I think that's the pattern. I'm going to pop that pattern up on the screen. It's also part of my hashtag So Lucky jar, which was weird simply because I shook it up and it came out. And I was like, I believe this pattern is on my Make 9. And it is. So one thing that I did with my hashtag So Lucky jar, every pattern that's in my hashtag So Lucky jar is hashtag Make 5, hashtag Make 9, and all the collections that I plan on doing. So it may get out of order, but I hope not. So what I'm planning on doing is just picking 5 patterns a month and see where I could put that into a collection. I'm having fun, y'all. I'm just having fun with it, all right? Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If this video was educational, inspiring, and fun, you guys know what to do. Give your girl a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Make sure you like, comment, share, and turn on that notification bell so you will never miss a video when it drops. All right. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Until next
Are
time.
you ready?
Keep sewing.
Let it bounce.